Sal.
Yeah, hello, Stank.
Hello.
Hey,
But yeah, Merc, that portrait is literally who the character is based on.
yeah, I read that.
Have you seen Tombstone?
Actually, no.
All right, well. Now you don't need to. Now you know who the character is. 'Cause I'm doing such a good
Val
job.
Kilmer.
Yeah, now exactly, basically just Val Kilmer with a little mustache, with a creepy little mustache.
I do like the idiosyncrasy of a guy dressed up like he's living in the Wild West, just next to everybody else in this group.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I just say, and I mean this entirely as a compliment, Stank, your voice does not match your username in the slightest.
Does it not? Really?
No, because Stank, like, it just has like a weird connotation, and you just sound like a very normal, nice person.
Yeah.
The username
It-
Stank Attack seems like it should belong to a gremlin.
Yeah, but like the question is which part of that is misleading you, right? Am I a nice person? Is my voice you know what I'm saying?
Your
You have
voice
a very
is
calming
deeper than
voice.
it and yeah, calm and deeper than the username implies.
All right. Well, at some point we'll play a tabletop game and I will be a gremlin and you will be satisfied, I promise. Does anyone have any tricks to opening up hard-boiled eggs?
Yes. You crack it.
You what?
You crack it against a hard surface and then roll it, so all of the shell gets like all cracked up, and then it's easily removed.
Huh.
My trick is just not eating hard-boiled eggs.
To that point.
They're so easy though. Such easy protein.
Yeah.
They taste like egg.
Exactly. I don't like eggs to begin with. That's
Oh.
not better.
There's your problem right there.
Yeah, that's well. There's your
The only
issue.
time I eat egg is in scrambled form on a breakfast pizza coated in cheese and sausage gravy.
Okay.
That's not egg. That's cheese and sausage gravy on a pizza with.
It has egg.
It has egg.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose.
I don't know where Anna is. Responding.
I eat egg sometimes. I just don't like it.
Really? See, the scrambled thing. My problem with eating scrambled eggs is that the only way I'll eat them is if I cook them the right way, which is incredibly slowly. So it just takes a long time. Because if you don't cook them slowly, they don't taste very good.
Yeah.
So where we left off was
I was gonna do. I'll do a recap in a sec.
okay, cool.
I'm just gonna wait a sec to see if Anna turns up. They were around earlier, so.
Yeah, I think she mentioned she was gonna be there. Oh, I gotta. By the way, does anyone want to take over the duty of highlighting a new stat for me? We do that, right? That's something we have to do.
You can, yeah, if you want to shift your stats at the beginning of the session, you don't have to. You can keep them as they are. It's up to
Okay.
you.
All right, I'll just keep them then.
If you want to change them, you can change them. Just
Actually, yeah, I do want to change one. I just realized +3 is the highest you can go.
what in your shop? Yeah, but you talk about your shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, but highlight just means that when you roll that stat, you get
Get
XP.
experience.
Oh, that's
So
right.
yeah.
It's not a +1.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it
And I'm
makes
going to be
sense
rolling
that
a lot of sharp. Yeah.
You want to be rolling sharp, given the way your character's built. Yeah.
See, just do what I do. Get every ability that lets you roll weird for the everything.
That's basically what I did. When I
My
roll
weird is
weird,
a
I roll
-2.
sharp. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I basically no longer ever have to roll hot or hard. Because now
Unless
I
something
can
else
attack
for
people with my brain.
I love that like the talker of our group is just like a hyper sexy guy who can like seduce anyone in like a how do you do it? Like how does Midnight do it? Is it like does
Is it just the Riz?
it's just the
Yeah,
Riz?
just there is.
He's just got the Riz going on.
Yes.
Cool.
Meanwhile, Hope's Riz is just how weird she is.
Well, I don't know. I think your Riz is how kind you are.
Billy doesn't know what Riz is, and I think.
And
Yeah,
that's
he-
his
he
that's
never
his
will
Riz.
know. He
Yeah,
never
that's
will, though.
not knowing.
His
That's
Riz is
why
how
my
endearing he
relationship
is.
with Billy doesn't improve, is because I don't understand somebody who just doesn't have Riz.
Okay, I don't know if Hannah's coming.
I
It's just
really
like, wait, how do you get through in life without any Riz?
I really should improve my relationship with Billy. We haven't used the HX. By the way, when does that come up?
When you
HX.
directly
Yeah.
aid somebody
Yeah,
else.
yeah. When you aid one of your or interfere with something they're doing, that's when it comes up.
Okay. But
Yeah,
like
after
how
last
how does
session.
one go about doing that? Like is
It's
that
a
something
move,
that can be
so-
done in combat, out of combat? Like what's the
It depends on the like whatever they're doing. Like if you're like I aid them in doing this, then that becomes an aid roll. So it's
Gotcha.
a roll where you roll on your history act.
And
with
in
them.
in combat does an aid roll count as like your combat turn?
No, but there's not really combat turns in this game
Yeah, that's true.
in the traditional sense at all. Like it doesn't work like that. So, right. Well, it looks like Anna is not here, so I'm going to just go get started on the recap and everything else to get us in. So, last session, after defeating the Dino Riders and saving 2 people and an overturned truck, they met those people who ambushed them, Ramen and Annie Animosity, who both turned out to work for Zaibatsu at the Golden Grand Hotel. During this confrontation, Billy helplessly watched as Nick Shakes was dragged away by a Dino Rider. That sucked for him. They found out you'll find out that the delivery, the truck contained a delivery for Uparol, for the SMAT, and for the settlement itself, mostly containing wheat, vegetables, and booze. Shelley took some time to get the truck upright again, so they could all get back to Uparol. Granny found a strange high-tech control collar of some sort.
Oh, that's right. Doc wants it.
Shelley you're sort of committed to finding the Dino Riders and rescuing Nick. You went back to Uparol, where a lot of angry and hungry citizens were waiting upon this delivery, and there was almost a riot. You also noticed that there was the presence of a fairly large biker gang amongst the rioters, as well as the Smats gang trying to keep a handle on the situation. However, it was Granny who calmed the mob and got them all to disperse, literally telling them enough is enough. You were greeted by Jaguar, one of the Smats gang, and the crates and the dinos were all offloaded from the various vehicles. Midnight got an audience with the Smat. He got to go to the upper mall where he met the Smat and tried to convince him to give you guys help with finding Nick and the Dino Riders. The Smat was pretty reluctant, but Midnight was able to sort of get him to promise to help out if the group went on a scouting mission to find the Dino Riders base. Midnight also got a box of booze for his troubles. Anton and the Meat Boys came to take the dino meat that you'd got. And Anton sort of tried to get Billy to join his gang in quite a direct way, but Billy was reluctant, which seemed to somewhat irritate Anton and raise tensions between those two people. After that happened, Steve and Faith Reardon from Granny's family came to let you all know that Harmony, Granny's daughter, was attacked in the parking garage somewhere. She was cut up pretty bad. You all went, some of you went, Granny, Doc, and Shelley went to go and help Harmony. And Doc healed her up. She wasn't awake yet, but she was healed. Doc, using his abilities, noticed that the cuts were dealt with a rusty knife, some kind of possibly a pair of scissors by a left-handed person with a shaky grip. Shelley also then tried to use her Maelstrom abilities and very directly, literally opened her brain, as it were, revealing, not to anyone particularly, but revealing her mutations. She got a terrifying vision of a toothy maw chomping at the depths of the parking garage, seemingly in conflict with a giant, hulking assemblage of auto parts and vehicles that seem to be encroaching on the settlement of Uparol. And then Midnight went to see Anton to negotiate their payment. He was given 3 barter overall for the dinos. And Midnight, and Midnight promised to talk to Billy on Anton's behalf, indicating that Billy's mother is almost definitely not alive. Maybe indicating that he knows more than he's letting on, and says Billy should still wants Billy to consider joining up with the Meat Men. Midnight and Billy then chatted about this, with Billy saying that he really wanted to know what happened to his mother or his mama, and won't budge until he knows the facts. And that's where we ended last time.
Yeah, and I completely respected that because I never said I would get any specific answer. I just said I'd talk.
Yeah.
I never said I'd even try.
I mean, you talked to him, which I think, you know.
Yes, but I
That's
didn't have to
basically
try
what
to
it-
be convincing.
No, absolutely not. Hey, he gave you 3 barter, so you already got paid.
Exactly.
Right. So there's a bunch of stuff I want to do before we start this session. However, some of that we won't be doing because Shelly's not here. This is going to be an interesting session because for reasons that I'll explain in a second. But so first of all, can you all tell me how much barter you have? Because that's something I need to keep better track of.
I have 0.
Yeah. Okay.
But not for long, I promise you that. After I winkle a little bit of that barter out of Billy's hands, I'm going to be heading up to the
What do you
gambling
mean,
den.
Billy?
Yeah. Billy doesn't know anything.
Oh,
They have
It wasn't
2,
Billy that I got paid.
3.
well, he thinks it was, because you were the last guy to talk to the meat man.
Once again, it really, it literally wasn't.
Well, willfully
Yeah,
ignorant.
but I left after they went to go
Yes.
with Grandma Hope, so he doesn't
Yeah.
know that.
You have.
Checks out.
So, Midnight, how much barter do you currently have on you?
I have 3 barter.
3 barter altogether.
Shit. Getting it from Midnight is going to be a little
Really?
tougher, because
Yeah,
Midnight knows.
Hold on, I'm trying to see. I got 1.
Okay, and finally, Granny.
I think 3, because I rolled really well last session.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Okay, so as we come into a new day, you must all spend 1 barter for your lifestyle, at least. However, Midnight, I'll allow you in a sort of interim moment to have distributed any of the barter that you got if you want to.
I'll make sure that Doc has food for the day.
Yeah.
And I'll use 1 for myself for food to the day, and I'll hold on to the other 1.
Well, you could just leave it with me, Don. It's, it's half a dozen of one is the same as the other. You know what I'm saying?
1 barter's more than 0.
Yep. In my pocket, it would be.
No, in your pocket it becomes 0.
Yeah, it becomes 0 immediately.
Well, all right then. Let's just deal with this situation. God damn it.
Billy, are you spending?
Yeah, I'm spending
Yeah, your barter.
my last one.
Yeah. And Granny, I assume you will spend as well.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Right. So if I'm correct, Doc and is it Midnight? Yes. You both have 2 harm on you currently.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, you can tick that down to 1 harm each.
Cool.
I have 1 harm.
Oh, do you?
Yes.
Oh, yes, you do. Yeah, you can also tick that down to 0 harm.
Okay.
Okay. Right. Okay, before we get started, so this is going to be a bit tricky because Shelley is not here. However, I'm still going to go ahead with this session, as it were. This is out of character. You guys have 2 very different objectives right now. One of them is that, you promised to go and scout the Dino camp and to find Nick Shakes, who, to be clear, has a limited amount of time before something not so great will happen to him.
I thought he was already dead, honestly. But
Well, you don't, in character you don't know that, but I am telling you out of character, you have a limited amount of time, right?
Do I need to roll a fortune for my
Oh.
followers?
I was gonna, yeah, you do need to do that.
Okay.
And the other?
Sorry, because Harper interrupted me. Sorry,
sorry,
it's okay. The other thing that you have is the stabbing of Harmony, which you are going to investigate. To be clear, you obviously can choose to group up and just tackle one of those, but leaving one of those problems alone will have consequences. So I'm making that very clear to you now before we begin. That as this session and the next few sessions develop, like your choices in between these two things. Obviously, you know, anything above that, things you want to do as characters, that is up to you. But just be aware that, you know, things will happen outside of your control if you leave one of these things alone. So if you all decided to go and, you know, go and track down the dinos and didn't deal with the person that, or people that hurt Harmony, the trail may go colder. So, what was your fortune roll?
Sorry, I had to look up exactly how much fortune I had. Sorry. Rolling it now.
There is a ticking clock, and there are two things ticking at once. You know, we can't just focus on one.
Is it 2d6?
Yeah, it's always 2d6.
Okay, sorry.
It's alright.
Okay, so they have surplus, but choose one want.
Well, granted, I empathize with your problem, but I must say I don't. I've already helped your daughter. Was it? It was daughter.
Yes.
I've already helped your daughter, and it seems like some of us who might have a keener eye should do a bit of scouting to find out where that camp is. And I'm not saying it would be easy for me to do that alone, but I could try and do that if we want to split. But that really depends on how large a threat you think is down below. I'm basically offering.
Sorry, I just came in.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So,
Frank,
so
I
Anna,
needed to pause for a moment. Sorry, because
I'm
You
sorry,
just
I didn't know
keep-
our game today. I thought it was next week. I'm so sorry.
it's all right.
That's why I put it in with the date.
Yeah, he did.
so to summarize, there's two choices. One is to go to scout
Stan,
out the
Stan.
dinosaurs.
Okay. Good. Sorry, Stan. Can you just stop for a second?
Yeah,
please? Like, right. 1 second.
Okay.
The link for the server is like slightly up in the Discord.
So, sorry, Harper. What are you choosing as your surplus? 'Cause-
I'm just gonna do barter.
Okay, so you're not taking augury, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think I don't know if you choose I don't know if you choose the to do either want.
I'm pretty
Choose
sure.
one want.
I'm
Do you
pretty
know, I
sure it's
haven't-
supposed to be like you choose.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because it's their desires, not mine.
Yeah, it's yeah. Okay. Anna, do you? We're about to start. We've done the recap. Do you need a quick recap at all?
Yeah. I'm so sorry again. I'm
That's
also
okay.
just looking for my character sheet right now.
I need to log into the into Foundry as well. Basically, we left off last session with Harmony, who was Granny's daughter, was stabbed, and you sort of tried to figure out who did it using the maelstrom and got a terrifying portent of problems in the parking garage of Uparol, involving toothy maws and terrifying amalgamations of auto parts. Yeah, and as I was explaining to the guys just now, you know, you basically all sort of your two main sort of thrusts of inquiry right now are that you need to go and scout the dino camp or find it in some way, and save Nick, who is potentially savable, and you also need to you know, figure out who stabbed Harmony. And as I explained to the guys, there is, you know, the possibility that you won't be able to do both of those things unless you split up in some way.
Okay.
Okay. So, Anna, you need to choose an improvement.
Yeah. Can't find my sheet. So sorry. Give me.
That's all right. You don't have to choose it now. We can just get started on things, and you can choose it later if you want.
Okay. I'm just seeing if I linked it in your DMs.
Oh, apparently I get, according to the PDF, the example they give, I get both barter and augury on a 7 to 9. And I
Oh,
get
you do get
if I
both.
want those.
Ah, okay. Yeah. 'Cause it does. I thought it said choose, but maybe I'm reading that wrong.
Yeah, it
God.
says the character gets +1 barter and augury, but has to choose either whatever their wants are
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
in the example.
Okay, so yeah. So you do. Wait, does it say you choose the one then?
Yeah, according to this example, that's what
Okay.
it says.
Okay. Well, then choose your want.
All right, let me make sure
Let me know.
what wants they have.
It's a desperation or savagery, I believe.
And desertion.
Oh yeah. Because
Uh, Sorry, I'm trying to find a better description of these.
I mean, some of it's open to, like, you know, the things like that are often open to my interpretation for role play.
Okay.
So there's not specific mechanical stuff attached to things like that.
I'll go desperation because of what's just happened.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I was
Okay.
also gonna add things speak to my character.
That's one of your
That's one of my moves.
yeah, it's one of your the God damn it, savvy head moves. My brain just went blank then. Things speak. Let me just have a look.
Basically, just lets me like talk to it.
Oh yeah, yeah, you can basically ask questions about things. Okay,
Do
cool.
the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. All
That's
right,
what I'm
cool.
doing.
Okay, how much barter do you currently have, Shelly?
Oh, I need to open up the Sorry, where's the?
The link should be in general chat. Just a little, if you scroll up a little bit.
Yeah, I had it updated there.
Oh, okay, I could just look.
I was like, yeah.
Do you have it? Have you put in equipment? Ah, you have 4 barter. Oh shit. No.
Yeah.
Okay, so take that down by 1 for general living costs. Okay. So, obviously, like I said, you've got these problems. Now, I obviously want you to roleplay, and it's up to you guys, you know, to if you want to sit there and have a meeting. But let's not get bogged down a little bit too much in everybody trying to come up with a plan, because none of you have much information right now. And what I'd like to, you know lots of people in Uparol. There is also potentially people you know, but we haven't introduced yet. I'm giving you, obviously you have time to info gather and plan before I will start ticking down any timers. So just to be clear, if you want to just have quick scenes where you go and pay someone for information or whatever, like, you want to question somebody, like obviously whether, Hope might want to question some of her people, or it's up to you. But just to be clear, you don't have to just, sit here and talk for 5 hours about what you're going to do, as I know groups are wont to do. So, yeah. So I think we'll start. Well, we'll start with Hope then.
Hope is kind of trying to figure out what everyone else wants to do at the moment.
Right. I mean, my assumption is that Hope would want to, deal with this problem.
Yes, she wants to figure out what exactly attacked Harmony.
Okay, is there something that she might do, or in regards to that? Sorry? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I keep muting because I'm coughing.
That's all right. Take your time.
First, she would turn towards her family and say, as of right now, from this moment, none of you are to go anywhere in less than groups of 4. You keep your eyes on each other at all times. And then,
There's a lot of silent nodding.
Yeah.
Well, hang on now, because I was thinking maybe if I went out on the range and I was scouting out, I might get Billy's help, and then it would just be the two of us. So maybe an exception can be made in that case.
It was a
She
role
was
for the
talking-
family.
Yeah, she was talking to the family, not.
As I say, I don't know if you're necessarily there at this point, Doc. You've probably gone to get some sleep.
Oh, okay.
Unless you specifically want to say you stayed by Harmony's side while she was out.
I didn't realize the time situation. I thought we were just like picking up.
Yeah, we're
right
just
off.
sort of skipping forward a little bit
Okay,
from
I
the
got
end
you.
of last session.
Yeah, I'm probably back home.
Okay, so is there anything else that Hope would do in
No,
regards?
I think she's just gonna stay and see if Harmony wakes up or not, and then reconvene with the group tomorrow, like in the morning.
Okay, Harmony does not wake this night.
Okay.
She seems out cold for a while. Okay. Well. Shelley, then. Do you spend your morning doing anything? Or did? So, by the way, I want to. Shelley, you have a bunch of projects.
I do, yeah.
Would you have spent any time doing anything?
I would imagine that opening her mind to the psychic maelstrom directly, which is not a thing that she normally does,
Mm-hmm.
probably was extremely, at the very least, extremely uncomfortable.
Mhm.
So she would probably just spend the time as like a sort of as like a decompression to just work on something.
Okay.
Um,
What would you work on?
let me see what my oh shit! Did I never write down what my projects were?
I think you did in your journal.
Oh shit! Okay, so sorry.
Sorry.
Right. Okay. So I have these sword parts, and I have my gun. So I'm gonna spend the night to try to sort of, I would call it sort of like a bayonet, trying to
Yeah.
like combine the two
Yeah.
into one thing.
I actually made something for this because I knew we were going to do it. Well, thought you might potentially do it. So I'm just going to put this. Yeah, I'm just gonna put in the chat box in the roles. So I don't know what you want to call it. I just called it an auto sword gun, even though that's not
Yeah,
what
that
it
works.
is.
It's sort of like I'd imagine that it sort of looks like like the gun is built into the handle of it. So it sort of looks like it has like a long handle which ends in like a gun barrel, and then on the bottom of the whole thing is just like a blade. And then there's sort of like a mag clip on the side of it. It's a weird looking thing.
Okay. So is that it? Have you seen what I've just put in there?
Yeah,
You got that?
it has
Yeah.
that.
So, yeah, I guess we'll get to your meeting in the morning then.
Well, hang on now.
Let's discuss
hang
some
on.
things.
Hang on. Hang
Unless
on.
you have something you want to do.
Yeah, of course I do.
Yes.
Midnight. Listen, I feel like we should get some information on maybe these dino. I don't know if anyone would have any information, but I know you're gonna have your arguments about this, but the gambling hall is a wonderful source of information, and I could get all sorts of things. I keep my ears open. You know, I don't even have to gamble that much. Midnight?
You can gamble with one, but if you gamble, it's your food for tomorrow you're gambling with.
What happens if you wake up in the morning with no food, with no barter?
That's up to me.
Well, all right then.
Generally bad things.
Okay. Well, that's fine. I'll be. I don't ever lose consistently, and I seem to be on a bit of a hot streak. So I will head over first to where is it? Where is Shandy? Shandy is in. Well, I guess I'll
She's
try.
in Bang Bangs.
Yeah,
She
I'll
works
try.
at
I'll
Bang
try and
Bangs.
induce Shandy. I'll be like, Shandy, I'm about to go to do a bit of gambling, a bit of information gathering. Would you like to come along with me?
she gives you like just a raised eyebrow, sort of like, what?
Well, I don't know. I'm just. It's just a question. Not a big one, you know. And
Are we friends?
well, we've met, haven't we?
I don't understand why you're talking to me.
Well, all right then. Maybe I misunderstood things. I'll just head on over to the gambling hall then. I'll go.
She sort of stops you at like, she's like, you said information, like.
I did. Yeah, I'm thinking of we got a couple of buns in the air, you know, and I'm thinking of going a bit of scouting. You see, these people who ride around on those dinosaurs, and they took what was his name?
Nick.
Nick. What's his name? Nick. They took Nick while we were out last time, and I'd really like to know where it is that their camp is. And I'm wondering if anyone might have a bit of information on that particular topic.
Sort of thinks for a minute, and then she's like, well, I mean, if you want to know anything about outside of Uparol, I'd probably go and ask Truncheon. It's one of
Oh.
Smat's gang. He goes out a lot. He knows the areas. I mean, other than that, like, she sort of leans in a little bit close. Look, I didn't tell you this, but there's some people who might, you know, be willing to part information as well. They're kind of in the low areas of the parking garage. But you know, getting in to see them might be tricky. That they can be a bit secretive.
Well, that's incredibly useful information. Thank you, Shandy.
So look, everyone calls them the Calorie Gang. Don't ask me why.
Calorie Gang. Interesting. Well, you've been a font of information, Shandy. I appreciate it very much. And someday, I really would like to take you along gambling. It's quite a hoot.
Yeah, like I've seen gambling before.
Not when I'm doing it, darling. It's
Sure.
always an experience when I do it.
Sure.
And I will go back to, instead of going to the gambling hall, I will go back to Midnight and say, well, I no longer have an excuse to gamble my food wages for the morrow, unfortunately. So, I did find a couple of things out. We could get information from Truncheon. I know that you have been up there, so perhaps you could talk to them and try and find out a little bit of what's going on outside when it comes to the Dino Riders. Or we could go to the lower areas of the parking garage, but frankly, is that not where this evil is supposed to be?
It is. If we're going down there, I don't think you should go alone.
I agree. I'm inclined to agree on that one. So perhaps in the meantime, you might be able to get some information from Truncheon. I know you're a bit of a charmer, and you have a bit of an in with the people upstairs.
When I was up there, did I meet Truncheon or even see Truncheon?
You did not meet him, no. You didn't see him either, no.
I don't even know who Truncheon is.
But you do know someone who knows Truncheon.
Yes, I do. But if it's the evening, she's probably too busy.
Oh, too busy for you? I don't think so. You didn't see her eyes when she was looking at you. She'll make time for you, darling.
But
All right.
bear in mind, we're not, you know, going in real time here, so like you can skip forward to a later point, like
Yeah.
maybe, you know, things are winding down in Bang Bangs and you've gone to see Kiss Kiss.
Yeah,
No,
we
let's
can
do
do
this
that.
in real time. Let's play out a full night.
In the next, real time, but in the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
That'd be
So Midnight, you would go to see Kiss Kiss, I assume?
Yeah, I'll bring Doc along. Because Doc's the
That
one
was- That
who
always
knows
goes well.
what he's looking for.
Shandy, it's been a minute. Literally, just a few moments. How are you, darling? And he'll sit down and talk with Shandy while...
As you say that, like, it's the end of the night, and Shandy's like cleaning. She's just finished cleaning some glasses, and she like puts one down, like a clean glass, like behind the counter. Sort of looks at you, and then like looks at Kiss Kiss. I'm going home. Night, Kiss Kiss. Night, babe. Shandy leaves, leaving you alone on the counter.
Well, good luck, Midnight. I'll just be here, holding the fort.
Hey, Doc is looking for information and thinks that Truncheon might have it. Would you care to introduce us?
She looks at you like, you want to speak to Truncheon, babe? Like, I don't think he'll like you.
Want to? No, but he could be useful to us. We could have some. There's some things that we might be able to talk about. Be useful to one another.
I mean, sure. I can certainly introduce you. Well, maybe we should do this in a neutral way. Just to remind you, by the way, you still have hold over Kiss Kiss.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you wanted to spend any of that right now.
Well, I was trying to, ask without using it. But that doesn't seem to be getting anywhere. So yes, I am going to use one of my hold
Good.
over Kiss Kiss.
What are you gonna do? You're just going to get her to do something you tell them to do. Should be the most obvious thing, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Giving me something, doing something I tell them to do, which is introduce us to Truncheon.
Okay. She's sort of like, well, if it's for you, of course I will. Shit, not okay. Like you and Doc wait here, and Kiss Kiss sort of leaves, and she's gone for maybe like half an hour. For returning with Truncheon. I don't remember if I'd showed Truncheon's art before or not. Is that visible?
That's visible.
Yeah.
I don't remember it, so probably not.
I think.
I also don't remember them, but they look cool.
Yeah, he looks cool.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember this.
Yeah. So this, quite large, imposing man with what looks like to be some sort of robot arm swaggers into Bang Bangs with Kiss Kiss. I mean, at his side, not obviously necessarily. She's holding on to him or anything. In fact, as they both sort of come in, Kiss Kiss moves very quickly towards you, Midnight, to stand by you. Truncheon stops. He sort of looks very clearly at you, Midnight, straight away because he's starting. He's a bit wary all of a sudden. The person Kiss Kiss has brought him to see. He doesn't know you. Who's this? This is Midnight Babe. He's a good friend of mine, and he wanted your help. All right, speak.
Hi. We were tasked with going to scout out the Dino Riders camp to see what it'll take to clear them out for good. And we're wondering if you know, like, where would roughly where they are. Basically, any information we can have to help us out with our mission.
It was Smat who tasked us, but with
Yes,
this,
it
by
was
the
the
way.
Smat.
Yeah, well, what's in it for me?
What do you want to be in it for you?
Well, yeah. You ain't rich, are you?
In character, we are, of course.
Rich, no, but I get by.
That's all you want, then? information.
Yeah.
He thinks for a minute, and then he sort of comes right up to you, Midnight. All right. Well, I know. Sorry. The riders are out west. Never seen their camp. But get there ain't easy. Well, see, you've got two ways you can get there. Highway or the jungle. Don't really know which one I'd fancy myself. Probably the highway, but jungle would probably be quieter.
Yeah, I was gonna say the highway is probably quicker and a little easier, but the jungle you're
Well,
not gonna get seen as much.
you don't know. Yeah. See the highway? Yeah. It's not exactly empty.
Of course, but you're not, trudging through a jungle.
The living fucking dead, mate.
Yeah.
That's
Hell
what's on the
yeah.
highway. Then the gangs, vehicles. It ain't easy to traverse. On the other hand,
Hell yeah.
jungle probably take you a bit longer. But you see, with the jungle, it ain't like any other jungle. Not. Well, you'll see. But it ain't like every other jungle.
Well, what?
I wouldn't go there if you paid me.
Well, what's inside of it? You hesitated there for a moment, like you knew something, and they're just not saying it.
Yeah, look, I don't know what they are, but you don't want to meet them. That's all I'll say. That's all I can say. Only time I ever went in there, yeah, I came back right back out. Now, maybe if you could, you're a stealthy sort, you might be able to get in and out. But no, I wouldn't risk it. I don't know, maybe he's different.
Well, that's... You don't seem the stealthy sort, but would a man like me, do you think, be able to slip by in the jungle?
A pussy, yeah.
Well, let's not put too fine a word on it there, all right? We're all friends here.
Ha, no, we're not. I see you. It is looking at midnight. I know what you're doing, as it were.
And what's that?
Feeding the entire place, I believe, Midnight.
Yeah, we did
Yeah,
bring
well-
back a whole lot of dino meat.
Well, I've got the smats here, don't I? So I might go and have a little chin wag in his. But I don't like you. You get me?
I believe I understand, yes.
I ain't
Yeah.
talking to you. I'm talking to him.
I understand what you're saying.
Good, good. Oh, well, we'll all be good friends with that attitude. And he turns around and walks out. Unless you want to do anything.
I mean, at some point we're going to kill him, but not now, so. Okay.
Definitely not now.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, Billy, is there anything you want to do before you also meet up?
At some point, I mean, this could actually lead to the meeting up. But I would. How many days did that take basically before we meet up?
We were just saying, like, it's a, between.
I know.
that sort of-
What I'm trying to say is probably like on the very first day, on the next morning
Yeah.
of us splitting up, Billy would probably go back to Shelly's because that's where
Yeah.
the bus is.
Mhm.
And look for her there. And yeah, does he find it?
She's just there. She's probably just finishing up her new weapon.
So you would just come up. Hey. So are we going?
I'm still waiting to find out where we're going exactly. But
Wait, what do you mean? Why not just go where you know? We go to the same place we were last time, and then I don't know, go from there. Maybe
nah,
they'll
that-
come again, and then we can catch one, and then we I don't know, ask him. And if he lies, we ask him again, just less nice.
if these guys ain't pussies, which I assume they aren't, if we try to capture one, they'd much rather just kill themselves than let us question them.
How can they kill themselves if we hold them?
You would be surprised. I've seen some people do some psycho shit when I try to capture them. I saw one guy break his own arm to try to get out. It was crazy.
Yeah, but you don't die if you break your arm.
I mean, yeah, but you get what my point is. Besides,
Actually,
I don't want to leave.
Wait,
the
actually, that's a good idea. If an arm is broken, if both arms are broken, how can they kill themselves? And then we can ask all the questions we want.
I like your way of thinking, but the main issue is that I am not comfortable leaving this compound and going off the road like we did with just us.
Oh,
Going
Well-
off the road usually means death. We saw how that went.
I mean, we lived, but yeah, I guess. The other died.
I'm sorry?
You know, the others, the Dino Riders, they died. They
Yeah.
went off road.
Honestly, I mean, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Billy's just staring. No.
Staring at me. It's like, no, I'm not. We're not going. I have to do some stuff before we even leave in general. If you want to help.
Sure. It's not like I have anything else planned now. I was kind of thinking we were going. Now I don't know what to do. So yeah, I'll help.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where we're going either, to be honest.
Okay, let's skip to you all being together then, because
Oh, okay.
you're definitely needing to discuss what your plans are here.
I was gonna do something before that.
Okay, if you want to do something, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, in the morning, Hope is going to go into her room, and with the door closed, she is going to. I'm gonna spend my augury.
Okay. So, I do believe your augury sort of involves your cult,
Yes. Nearby.
but I don't know if you actually need to be in direct contact with them. I suppose.
Yeah, I think it.
Well-
For Hope, it would probably be like close proximity and
Yeah.
about like energy and feeling,
Ooh,
like emotional investment.
and augury. Here somewhere. That's it. Augury. Okay, so yeah, roll plus weird. Okay, 6. Ooh. Wait, that was just a roll. It's 8. God, I did stop looking at the dice and look at the actual window. I keep doing that. Right. So you got 79. So you need to choose one of the top bits is to explain what you're doing.
All right. She is going to reach through the world's psychic maelstrom to something or someone connected using the description that Shelley gave her last night. She is going to also try and view whatever this thing is in the depths of the parking garage. She wants to see it for herself and see if she can get a clearer view of it.
Interesting.
She
Okay,
wants
so-
to learn more.
Yeah, okay. So choose one of the abilities. So yeah, because the augmenter, because you rolled a 8.
I'm gonna pick it reaches broadly throughout the world's psychic maelstrom because that sounds like it could be weird and interesting.
Okay. Interesting. So, how is this? Let me think about this for a second.
That's
As time reviews this, I have to think about how this would manifest. You find yourself in the maelstrom, in a sort of, your psychic self. Does your psychic self look like you?
Yes, it looks like her, but about 40 years younger.
Okay.
It looks like her younger
Yeah.
self.
Yeah. And at first, it's like you're separate, and you can sort of see Uparal itself. Sort of, it's not quite, a one-for-one image of Uparal. It's like made out of like lines and shapes, but it's sort of the shape of the settlement, and your physical, your spiritual body sort of pulses with the makeup of Uparal, and you become part of it, and you see the whole settlement, and as you see it, you sort of see these lights that blink, and there's lots of lights. They all light up. You start realizing all these lights are all the people because they're moving. They're the sea of people that live within the mall, within the parking garage, and deep, not just below, not just in the lower levels of the parking garage, but deep below Uparal itself, there are people moving around the underground. In each area of Uparal, certain lights are bigger, like big shining bulbs. And you see them. You see these people, the important people. At the top levels of the mall, you see the SMAT. Outside the mall, in the garage, you see somebody you've never seen before. A sort of a bearded man with sunglasses riding astride a heavy motorcycle. Then as you go in, you see a couple of smaller lights. You see somebody, a woman, again, someone you've never seen before, surrounded by trinkets of the old world. She's wearing some weird sort of tech goggles. And then you see another guy, a lanky, savage-looking man with a terrifying face mask on, with many knives adorned upon him. And then as you sink into the depths of the parking garage, you see a hideously large man, mutated, almost slug-like, his skin pale, strange gel. So he's sort of sweaty in a way that does not seem natural. And then finally, as you plunge into the underground of Uparal, you see a final figure, an old man, clad in raider gear. His face hidden behind a heavy mask that reminds you of things you saw in the old world, the space program. You see all these people, these big lights, and around them are lots of smaller lights clustered, and you realize that you're seeing the factions, the gangs of Uparol.
Ooh.
And these lights are in conflict with each other. And it is getting worse. And with that, you snap back to reality,
Okay.
coming out of your trance.
Oh my gosh. There's more danger here than I thought. And she is going to hurry up and get ready and go try and find the others.
Okay. So, yeah, so I guess you would all sort of meet in the dawn of the day, ready to decide what you're going to do or plan. So take it away. Actually, where would you meet? That's a good question.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I imagine by the truck, right?
Yeah, I would assume by Shelly's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably. Because if we're going back out, then we'll need to take the bus.
Yeah.
Okay. So
You could always go on foot. Smiles.
All right, well, to start this out, I'm going to let you all know a little bit about what we found out last night. Midnight has a way with words, and I will share with the group, basically a choice between two paths as far as scouting goes, and put his own assessment on it. Basically, my imagination on this one is if we go with a smaller group, let's say, I imagine the jungle would be a better shout because, as he said, there's a lot of dangers on the highway, and they're all kind of just there, and you can't avoid it. It's an open plain, but in the jungle, you could hide yourself.
Wait.
So,
I'm sorry, real quick. Are you saying that we get out of the only defensive thing that we own and go on foot through the jungle? Because I don't think the bus is gonna be able to fit through going through a jungle.
well, I mean, my question is whether it would fit on the highway either. He was kind of an asshole, but he did give good information. He told us that there was a lot of traffic, cars and things, things that could block our way.
I mean, that's true, but I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather go through the highway that's full of deadites and fucking who knows what else, and probably chips, than go through the jungle, which might have much, much, much worse.
Full of what?
Chips that, never mind. I don't know what they are. They're just a thing you have to watch out for sometimes.
Things that used to be people but aren't anymore. And just,
Oh yeah, the deadites.
yeah, they just want your flesh, basically, Billy. They want to
Yeah.
eat your flesh.
That's kind of stupid.
Well, they don't have
Yeah,
much
they're not
intelligence,
very
Billy. That's quite
smart.
true.
They just sort of shamble. They're kind of harmless as long as you have a medical on by. Their bites aren't death.
What about animals in the jungle? Did he, like, that guy say anything about that?
Well, so that's really the question, du jour, as it were. We don't know.
What?
Du jour, as it were. We don't really know.
There's that word again. What does it mean?
I don't really know what that is either, to be
I,
honest.
I'm quite certain I'm using it correctly either way.
Okay, that doesn't answer. All right, keep going.
I'm not
He's saying it's
certain
the
at all.
question of the day.
I tried to joke, but I choked on my water. So
So basically, the jungle is a giant question mark. So we don't really know what's going on there. But if we were to want to have more manpower going down, I suppose, Granny, you'd be wanting to head the expedition down below to find that whatever it was that hurt your daughter.
Well, unfortunately, I saw some things this morning that make me question how safe Uparal is for anyone at the moment. It
Really?
is my firm belief now that we are one mere argument away from a civil war here.
I mean, that's about anywhere, to be honest. But
Well,
I see your concern.
Can't you just tell him to, be calm again and work it out again? Like last time?
No,
I don't believe that would work on these people.
if I was a gang leader, I'd want to kill everyone to steal their shit.
And
So,
in a very quiet voice, she is going to describe the 5 people she saw. The biker, the trinket woman, the guy with all the fucking knives, the old man in what she would believe would be an astronaut helmet, and the gross slug man.
oh, oh, yeah, I don't want to be here anymore.
Slugman. Is Slugman
Slug
also
man.
one of those like Deadites you said the shambling
Deadites.
ones? Yeah, that. Is that like that?
I don't think so. I mean,
Hold on.
I've only seen one Deadite be able to talk, and it didn't really do anything with it.
Wait, does the Slugman can talk?
I mean, I assume.
Can I, out of character, can I spend a barter or have it be a specific item?
Yes. Why?
This is so stupid, and I apologize. I am going to turn one of my barter into a Jabba the Hutt Star Wars poster,
Oh,
and I am going to say that this is what he looks like.
oh,
Oh
that's
my
fucking
God.
nasty.
Oh, that is foul. Look at that thing.
Oh,
Oh, it's got
that's
little
worse than,
hairs
like, a
along it
swamp.
too. Oh God.
Yeah.
And you're saying
Y'all
that thing
y'all
is somewhere in the city? How does it hide?
Something that looks
I mean, there's
like
a lot
it
of
for
things.
certain.
Honestly,
That's a good
They
question,
were not
Billy.
just in the parking garage; they were in the underground.
oh,
They are
Okay,
spread
no, no.
out throughout Uparal.
You
Oh,
just
like
specifically,
fucking
just to be clear, the slug man was in the lower part of parking. The astronaut man was in the underground.
Okay.
it's like mole men. I've heard about mole men. I've never seen one before. Is that what they look like?
Well, that's a slug.
What,
I don't
and
know what that is. To be fair,
Slugs and moles, like, I don't know.
they
I
just
don't know where this is going.
and which one of those would you say embodied that endless? What was the previous description that Shelley got? The endless hunger or whatever.
endless horror.
What I believe Shelley saw was a representation of all of them clashing,
Oh. Well.
representing how much danger is lingering here.
I mean, if a war breaks out, that's great for loot. We could scavenge some things from the dead.
I mean, really, the question is, where else could we be? I mean, is this still safer than just being out in the wilds? And I think it might
Objectively,
be.
yes.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah. We're not being attacked by like deadites or dinosaurs or tin men or
What if everyone that does
fungus.
not want a civil war just takes the stuff and move a bit to the side of the city and let the rest like fight it out?
I don't
Well, they'd still
I
come
don't think
for
that's how
us.
civil
I
wars
don't
work.
believe they would be that sensible.
I think they would try to take our shit as principle to consolidate power.
All right. So, I mean, the question we're entertaining now is, are we even going to try and investigate down below? Really? Because if we don't think this place is safe, then we might not want to be here. Although it would be good to find your daughter Justice.
I will be honest with you. Justice is the farthest thing from my mind. Safety is what I am after now.
If we think here logistically, we don't really know for certain where our next civilization is. I only got here because I convinced someone to tell me where this place was. Uh, so if you guys know where another sort of town is that we can resupply at and not get torn apart by whatever abomination is out there, I would
Actually,
love to.
I think I have an idea. You know the truck we saved? They had to come from
Oh,
somewhere.
Yes, and in fact, we had a relatively good relationship with those people, and I believe they told us which direction. I think I asked them which direction their settlement was. I think they said
Yes.
north.
Yeah, it would be north of Uberall.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, Midnight and Doc were traveling. They would know where other civilizations are.
That's true.
This is true.
I don't imagine any of the other ones would be close by, though, right?
Not like a quick journey, no.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we could, whichever group, if not all of us, if we're not going down below to check out what caused your daughter her anguish, then some of us or all of us, as we go scout out where these Dino Riders are, we could also do a bit of looking for that other city, and maybe by the time we get back, we'll have some information and a new place to live. But I do think we need to get moving, because it seems like things here are getting hot, and it doesn't seem like God, I keep on forgetting his name. What is it? Jarvis or something? The fella that they took?
fat fuck. Oh no, that guy.
Nick.
Nick, yeah. No, I know it's
Yeah,
Nick. I know
Shelly,
it's Nick.
man.
I know it's Nick.
Yeah,
I love the bit of just Doc coming up with more confusing names.
yeah. Yeah.
So where
Well,
is Felicity?
Oh.
And I do. That is something I definitely want to do. I feel like we owe it to Nick. We did kind of leave him in the wind, and it would be not dishonorable, but it would be a bothersome thing to remember as I'm
He's
sitting
probably
around.
still shaking somewhere.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really like that guy. He gave me kind of weird vibes. Which is just about all the justification I need to let him out to die. But if y'all are down to help him, I guess I'll help out if it's like a majority thing.
Well, he was with us, wasn't he? So
I guess.
it's just a part of my. Well, I don't really have a code, but I'd feel quite odd about leaving him out to dry. So
It had better vibes.
It's I find it very hard right now to come to a conclusion. A lot of things happened, and a lot of, I don't know, things are about to happen to the point that I don't know if I want to help or if I need to help, or where do we stand with the, with Anton and your shaky man, and what's happening with the city? Are we even staying here? I'm very confused.
Say
Well, at the very
that
least, we need to do some scouting, right? Because if we're not staying
Yeah.
here, then we need to find a place. And if we're going out
Yeah.
scouting, we might as well go find Nick.
I suggest we take the highway for that, because ain't no way I'm taking my bus and my ass through the jungle.
Look,
That's how we get torn apart by a monster.
I am 1,000% down to do some, zombie shenanigans.
Yeah. I'm just saying, where I grew up, if you left the road, you died.
If we're not on the road right now,
And remember, Truncheon said that we couldn't pay him to go through that jungle.
Yeah. Wait, what? Oh yeah, no. So double down. I'm not going through that jungle.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
You're gonna
but
have to pay me.
he was an uncouth oaf. You know what I'm saying? He had no style, no pizzazz, and all those gears on his arm. He couldn't hide at all. We could.
No, but he did know what he was talking about at least.
Yeah, and if he knows what he's talking about, he probably knows that there's something really bad out there.
The fact that he has been here this long speaks to at least some sense of self-preservation.
Yeah, how old did he look? Did he look old?
He's
Like five-
probably mid-30s, maybe late 30s.
Which in this world is probably old.
Yeah. But then a lot of Smat's gang are quite old. You'd have probably noticed. Smat himself is definitely like pushing into his late 30s.
Yeah.
Well,
So
it sounds like we're going to be taking the highway. At least some of us. Now, granted, I'm happy to help you with whatever you want to do, but we do need to make a choice here. Are we splitting up? Are some of us going down there to check out what it was that damaged your poor little girl? Or are we all going in on moving out west to do a bit of scouting and then moving out north to do a bit of scouting? And my only concern is that if we leave to do this, right, then whatever, I mean, would your family be coming with us? Could they fit on the bus with us?
Absolutely not.
you know, if we steal someone's other car, we could connect it to mine. And then that would be probably enough room to get the people you like. I mean, you probably still have to abandon some people, but that's life. You can always, I guess, make more. I don't know how cults work. Do you just like a spawn
Make more?
situation? Yeah, do you just kind of like rise from the mud like a mug man? Or...
Yeah.
Do
we're
you
like
not-
gremlins. Once you
Sort
get
of
us
that.
wet, we multiply.
I remember when I was a small kid. Mama used to like show me the pictures. There was like trucks that carried like boxes with people, and you could connect like a bunch of them together. Can we find a bunch of like boxes and connect them to your truck, and then then everyone can fit?
I mean, I have heard of what's called. I just realized y'all are northerners. You might not know about this, but there's this concept I grew up with called the Great Machine, and there's a couple of them still kicking around supposedly, and one of them is the Great Machine Snake, and I want to tame one day.
Would
So
hope
maybe that's
immediately
what
know
you're
you're
talking
talking about a train.
Yeah.
Would Doc,
Out of
because that's his
character,
thing?
Yes, they're 100% talking about a train.
I'm
In
laughing
character,
about
they have
Billy.
no idea what a train is. They think it's just a machine snake.
I have no idea what a train is, but they do know what a Pokemon card is.
Hope would be very charmed by this and would not correct you.
And of course, there's
Just the
other
bit of
great
levity she
machines.
needed.
There's
I-
the great machine dragon. There's the great machine intelligence, but the great
Does-
machine snake is the most useful one. in
Does
my
the
opinion.
Great Machine Snake leave slime after it?
No. No, the snakes don't do that. Have you ever seen a snake?
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're pretty cool. You should see one.
I feel like
I just
got
know they're like
tails.
long and slinky, so I thought they're like slugs, you know.
Nah. Nah, they're dry, usually. Unless I guess they've been in water.
all right. Enough of this nonsense. All right, we got to figure out where we're going. Okay. The question is, all right, what are we doing? We got to decide what we're doing. And my view is we're going out scouting either way, because if we're moving, then we need to do scouting. And I really don't want to leave Nick. I just don't. It bothers me. The idea, like, think about it, right? We leave him and he dies, okay? And then later on, a few days later, we're sitting down eating a meal, a delicious meal, or maybe gambling, doing something we love, we enjoy.
I
And
like
that little, yeah, repairing something like that. And then that thought in the back of your mind, oh, poor Nick. I can't be living like that, you know? It'll ruin all my fun times.
Speak for yourself. I don't really know. I barely even knew who that was. He was just some guy. I mean,
Yeah.
clearly you're upset about this. You don't
You
have to
shook a lot.
like convince me. I'll just do it if you will stop complaining about it.
All right. So, Granny. I mean, no, but okay. The point I was trying to make though is that if we do this scouting as a full party and we don't address the problem down below, then by the time we get back, Granny, and your family doesn't come with us, by the time we get back, they could be in danger, right? I mean, you said there's a lot of forces at work here, and we don't know how long we're going to be gone. So it's hard
I
to
feel they will be in danger no matter what decision we make. Whether it is the situation here or the bold enemies outside, safety is not a guarantee anywhere, no matter what option we choose.
I
I mean,
agree.
I feel like there's an easy solution to this. And she's gonna look to I forgot to Granny. And she's just gonna say, why don't you pick out your kids that you like the most and we'll take them with us and the rest can just die. It'll be easy. That's what my mama did to me and it worked out great. I mean, I
That
found
is
her
not
later
an
and kicked her
option,
ass for
and
abandoning
she is
me,
going
but
to pick up her cane and point it at you. That will
I'm just
never
saying
be an
logistically.
option.
Wait.
Alright.
I'm confused. Why can't people like walk?
I mean that's
There are
Yeah,
too
I guess
many
you're right,
dangers
Too
out here
not.
that are faster than a person.
Yeah, that's true.
They're too slow.
Maybe they could sit on the roof.
I feel like we'd need a place to go rather than just
Yeah.
wandering about before we bring, unarmed civilians. Well, not
That
civilians.
They're unarmed.
is why I will be coming with you. It is a better bet to go out and try and find somewhere safer, if it exists.
In a bigger vehicle.
Well, all right then. I believe the course is set then. We're going out west, find Nick, and then we're gonna go north and then come back here. Is everyone all right with that plan?
It seems about right.
Yeah. Doc, I just have one question for you, because you seem to be like very distraught on that topic. What if we get there and Nick is no longer shaking?
What, he's cured?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
I
I mean,
don't
he could
think-
be cured from life.
I mean,
yeah, I don't think he's shaking because he just feels like I think it's like a withdrawal thing, to be honest.
yeah, it could be over by the time we get there. But look, I'm not saying that we go find these dino riders because I think that those collars would be very useful for us. That's not why, okay? I just want to find Nick, and whether or not he's alive.
You should have just said that. I would have agreed immediately. The first thing you said, not the
Well,
not the Nick thing.
it's not why, of course. I care about Nick. He matters to me.
Uh-huh.
Um,
I want to see if they have a Tin Man. You know how
um,
awesome a Tin Man could be? I could take its brain out and put it in my car.
Is that like a snake?
No, it's different. Imagine a machine in the shape of a person. That's a Tin Man.
that's horrifying.
Yeah, it is, but they're great. I heard they
Bi-
make great conversation
Billy
pieces.
slaps his like tin can on my like.
I'm part Tin Man, I guess.
I guess in a cosmic sense, sure.
Billy just thumbs up.
Look, I feel like we're again getting lost in the weeds. All right, we got to make
I
a
don't know.
move.
We're going
like
in
we
to
should just
look
get
for
going.
look for Shaky Man.
All right.
If his
Okay.
thing shakes.
So if I am to
Yeah.
understand your conversation, you are all committing to going out to. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything you would all do to prepare before you went?
I
Yes,
love
I'm
how
gonna do a
derailed
rational
we got.
Conversation with her
You
family.
good.
Sorry. Was
Hope
that
is going to go talk to her family first.
okay? All right. Yeah. As you come back to your living area, one of the members of your family. Oh, sorry, I have to remember.
That's okay. I had to look at the list earlier.
I don't remember. You got so many of them, and I was like, I guess.
This isn't even half.
Yeah, I
That's the
know.
scary
I know.
part.
So I think you'd come back and like, Deirdre, your niece, as you come back, she's sort of, you can see she's sort of pacing outside your the living quarters. She looks kind of, put out,
Is
not in a
everything
good
all right?
state. It's just, Harmony should have woke by now, shouldn't she? It was just some cuts. She's not awake yet.
Let me see her. I'm gonna make my way to where Harmony was laying down.
So she's still asleep or in some form of coma, it seems. Obviously, you don't have medical training, but you'd know enough to know that. She seems a little bit feverish, but nothing, as far as you can tell, like, majorly wrong. I mean, you trust enough that Doc did do what he said he was going to do and fixed her up.
Yeah. Mm.
What do you do?
Are there any? Is there any way that I would be able to know what could be going on if this was like anything not just medical?
Outside of, trying to open up your brain in some way towards Harmony, no. The assumption is because you're not an angel, you have, the basic knowledge of medical stuff that any normal person would have.
Then I am going to attempt that. I am going to try and open up my brain and try and connect with Harmony.
Roll for me. I'm weird. Oh, this is an 8. Okay, so you're sort of concentrating on Harmony's condition. I take it.
Yes.
Okay. Harmony is your daughter, correct? Describe to me, just what's your favorite memory of Harmony?
Mm. It would be the first memory that Hope remembers of Harmony, which would be Harmony at 3 years old, running around just learning how to speak and having been taught the names of Hope's parents that she never got to meet.
Mhm.
So it would be her going, Grandma Daphne, and just like playing as just a carefree child who does not know that the world just ended.
Yeah.
That is tragically adorable.
It is wonderfully adorable. As you sort of enter into the maelstrom, that memory comes back to you basically in that moment, and it's almost like the maelstrom takes it from you. Not in a sense that you forget that memory, but like that just there's a sort of exchange. You show the maelstrom this memory, and the maelstrom. It doesn't give you exact information. But it makes it clear to you that something on the blade that hurt her probably infected her. Like, she probably has an infection of some kind due to her wounds. It's not life-threatening.
Okay.
She will probably wake in a day or two. But you get this impression from the maelstrom that process could be speeded up. But you would have to sacrifice that memory.
Interesting.
Hope can't do it. She can't sacrifice it.
Yeah. So in that
Which turns
case,
into a backstory.
you would know then that like she will wake, but it may take some time. But she will be all right.
I will go back out and I will tell Deidre that she should wake in time. It will just take a while.
Are you going to stay here, Granny?
No, I am going to go out. And I am going to find us a safer place. We've only been here for a few months. But trouble is brewing here.
But will we
And
be
I
safe
believe
with you gone? With
yes, if all of you stick together here and protect each other no matter what happens. I haven't let you down yet, and I will always come back to you, no matter what.
Okay.
And she will like pull her into a huge hug.
Granny, you could talk to. Mina said that she knew something. Maybe I wasn't really clear on what she was telling me, but you should go and speak to her. I think.
Okay, I will. I will then go and try and track down Mina if she isn't nearby.
Yeah. So Mina's not actually. Is she part of your family? Is she like she's not a blood relative? Is she?
No.
No.
She is actually the most recent member of the family.
Yeah. How would you describe Mina?
A little reserved, not standoffish, but clearly being so young, and as a hunter she was used to kind of brutality of hunting. She's not a subtle girl in any sense of the word.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you would. I mean, you'd find her in your compound. I get like most of your family is around the compound at this time, given what's happened. So. I guess she'd be sort of. She'd probably be looking quite bored right now, given her young age and that she's a hunter and hasn't really got anything to do right now.
Mina, dear. Deirdre said that you had some information.
Oh. Well, it's not. It's just. Look, I know why Harmony was down there. That's all, you know. But I don't know if it'd help.
Anything would help.
Well, look. I mean, you know, everybody sort of. I mean, I don't, but the rest of them, they. You know, I know we all, you know, sort of do our thing and try and talk to people. And well, she was talking to some people down there, some people that live down there. There was this woman. She talked about Jolene. She had a bunch of kids. I think Harmony was trying to get them to join up with us. I mean, it didn't sound like this Jolene is the kind of person to, you know, hurt somebody. But maybe they know something.
Thank you. This will be helpful.
So I would have. I guess I would have told you earlier, but I didn't. I don't know if it was.
That's
I
all
don't
right,
know.
dear. It's been a very it's been a whirlwind recently. I don't blame you. I don't fault you. I thank you for telling me now.
Sure, Granny. She sort of. Yeah. Jill stares off into the distance. She doesn't really look at you.
Can I try and read a person?
Sure.
I want to
Absolutely.
see if she's telling the truth.
Okay. Go ahead then. I don't know if it. Yeah, it's a charge interaction. Fuck it. Yeah. There's some tension there. Okay. So ask me one question then, which I assume is your character telling the truth.
Yes.
Yes, she is telling the truth to the best of what she knows.
Okay.
Is telling the truth.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
then after she gives them that speech to like stay clustered and keep each other safe, she will make her way back down to the group.
Okay. Do we want to take a brief break for things, drinks,
I
etc.?
would like to take a quick break.
Leakage of liquids.
It's
I'll be back. Right
A
back.
fluid cycling break.
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
Hello.
Mm-mm.
I'm back.
I too am back.
Okay, good. I'm back.
I'm back.
Here.
I'm just waiting for something to be done cooking.
So, was there anything else anybody wanted to do before you set off prep?
I don't think the thing I'm gonna do does anything mechanically, but it is something my character would do if they know that they're going on the highway.
Mhm.
I want to try to set up a ritual to, as an attempt to ward away chips, which are basically demonized highway police officers. So just the concept of, oh, if I don't do this, like demons on fucking motorcycles are gonna come up and shoot me.
Is this just something that you believe?
Yeah, this is what my character believes. It's like
Okay.
part of where they come from.
Okay, cool.
And I'm also gonna be fucking with my augury to try to find like a safe path. That's just sort of the ritual, is using my augury.
Okay, so augury is a specific move that you use.
Oh, is it? I'm so
Yes, it is. You are welcome to use it
sorry. Okay, so that's
as part of your prep.
is that a roll plus weird?
Where is it? Let me bring it up for you because Harper did that before. It's here, right? So augury. So just give it a read first before you do it, just so you understand like what it's doing. It's basically a more powerful version of opening your brain, but there are specific things you can do with it.
What does it mean by open a window into the world's psychic maelstrom?
Open to interpretation.
Okay, I'm gonna roll plus weird now. And I also get an XP point for doing that.
You do.
Okay, I got a 9. Partial success.
Okay, so what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to open a world into the world's psychic maelstrom.
Open a window. What are you specifically like doing, like here, like in terms of?
Like what her goal is to find a safe path, and in a sort of I wouldn't call it religious, but in a spiritual sense, also trying to ward off these supposed chips. But her main goal is find a safe path through the highway.
Okay,
Or
and
safer.
You're just looking at the highway specifically.
Pretty much. Yeah, the highway, at least that I think I'm going to be traveling on.
Okay, so you get to choose one of the lower options as well.
Okay.
So pick one of those before.
I'm gonna say it reaches broadly. Like I think it's like a searching web, I guess.
Okay.
Sort of how I'm interpreting that as broadly. Or I guess stable and contained, no bleeding. Also.
You can only choose one, so it's up to you. Because
Okay, I'll just do it persist for a while. I'm gonna do that one.
Okay, interesting. How am I gonna interpret this then? Would you say you're more concerned about zombies or road gangs?
Honestly, probably more concerned about road gangs, since I don't think she I mean, how strong are the undead? I guess that's a good.
I mean, that's a. I'm not gonna
Is
tell
that
you mechanically,
okay?
but like,
Okay,
I don't know
like
whether your character would have encountered undead before or not. That's up to you.
I would say that she's been on the roads for a bit. So probably. Um, but I would say that if like you can't answer that, or if you just don't want to, I would probably just say that she doesn't consider them more dangerous than like people, because people can use guns and cars. The
Okay.
undead can't do that as far as she knows.
So I think what you get is it's an open a window, but it's a window inside your head. I'm sort of thinking of it like you sort of have this because you want you like it's going to persist for a while. You basically have a sort of like we've discussed before, sort of the idea of a sort of psychic GPS.
Yeah.
You have a very distinct knowledge all of a sudden of where a road gang is. And you sort of see this gang of guys who all look like they roam around in some pimped out muscle cars.
Okay.
They're not a huge gang. There's maybe like 12 to 15 guys, or well, 12 to 15 cars, I guess.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, it's still a
that
fairly
is-
large gang
yeah.
for a vehicular gang.
In
Um,
200 meters, a gang roadblock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
200
And
meters. Fuck
you
these guys up.
you have a very distinct idea of where they are. So
Okay.
going forward onto the highway, you would be able to avoid them if you needed to.
Okay. I would say that she would probably like plot out a course initially to avoid all of them, and then she would consider which ones are the weakest, and then consider if she should direct their travel to them to kill them to steal their shit. That's just sort of how she's trying to do, like, cost effectiveness, basically. And she's probably gonna relay this to everyone once they get back. Her sort of plan. And did she see? Did her mental GPS tell her? Are there any chips up north?
No, because you were concentrating on road gangs.
Okay.
You didn't see anything else.
Okay. So yeah. Yeah, and then she's also gonna consider that it could be the reason why some roads aren't populated by gangs because they're infested by undead. That's entirely possible as well.
Yeah.
So she's just trying to like keep this all in consideration.
Okay. Is there anything else anyone would like to do?
Nope.
I'm good.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Okay. Billy,
Yes.
anything you would like to do before you all set off?
No, don't think
No?
so.
Okay. Well, I guess then, without further ado, you would all get into Shelley's bus and head west. I take it.
Yeah. In the Doom bus.
So it's probably sort of mid to late morning when you finally set off. You're traveling west, sort of obviously out of Uparol. The directly west is sort of, you know, it's mostly just abandoned city. It's overgrown in places. Nothing special. Most of this area seems to be fairly abandoned and definitely scavenged clean.
All right.
You see the highway long before you get to it. It is a suspended highway.
Oh.
You see a ramp that leads up towards it, and it it goes over an area that you realize must be the jungle that Truncheon spoke of. The thing that you notice about the jungle as you were coming up towards it and towards the highway is the jungle is glowing, luminescent. But yeah, you would see, as I say, you would see the ramp leading above into the highway and over the jungle. So, is there anything you'd like to do before you get onto the highway?
Are we supposed to do that?
Nah. See, this is why I think, honestly, if I was in charge, I would destroy all nature. It's all evil. It's all glowy and evil. Probably full of like, I don't know.
Slugs?
Probably. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, most certainly. Some sort of ghoul.
Maybe that slug man came from there.
Okay.
Billy,
So-
Billy is just going throughout this ride is going to be basically on watch duty. He knows his place, and yeah.
Hmm. There's a move for that.
Yep, I know. I get to roll.
Yeah, yeah. you do.
I would. Well, okay.
Hey, well, Billy said it first, so
Yeah.
he's keeping an eye out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, fuck you. I get the roll.
Roll for me.
It's a hard, right?
It's sharp
No way.
to keep an eye out.
Ah, piece of shit. Shit. Well, how the turnstable and it. Oh fuck. Wait, don't I have something that kind of helps me with that shit? Hold on. Man. Oh well.
It's alright. I won't. Surely I won't guide us into death.
That's all right.
Now
Hey, there, so-
for EXP, honestly.
So you get to hold 2,
Yeah.
and yeah, you get to use those moves if we get into a combat. Okay, so you get onto the highway. Shelley, how would you say you're approaching driving down the highway?
I'm gonna say that first of all, before we even begin, or at least when we're getting onto the highway, I'm gonna call basically everyone except I forgot his name. Buddy. I'm just gonna call him Buddy because I forgot his name. To like the front area to basically be like, okay, I have some choices. But logistically speaking, we're probably gonna have to go through gang territory because when you think about it, the only reason a gang wouldn't be on a section of road or highway is probably because there's something really bad there. So my thinking is that we go through the weakest gang I can find, and we go through their territory, and if we attack them, we defend ourselves, whatever. But we could risk it, and maybe I'm wrong, and there's just nobody where that empty bit of highway is, and we could just go there. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'm sort of like asking the party what they think we should do.
Well, you're the driver. I don't have much knowledge of highways and such, and if you think that's the best course of action, then I'll follow your lead.
All right. If everyone agrees on that, then we're gonna go through. Yeah, I'm gonna try to basically direct the bus through at least what I perceive as the weakest gang in terms of numbers out of the ones we could run across on the highway.
Okay.
But we're sort of going like I wouldn't say like super fast. Like we're probably going just fast enough to where if there was like someone walking or like running, they couldn't catch up to us. But we're not like pedal to the metal.
Okay. So yeah, you would see using your window that there are two cars from this gang are sort of idling quite close by. They seem to be, they're stopped,
Yeah.
sort of off the side of the road, presumably waiting for somebody to come past. And you're fairly near them now.
Okay.
So what do you do?
I'm going. Which side of the bus are they on? Are they all on one side or are they on either side?
They're on either side. There's one car on
Okay,
each
it's
side.
like a pincer.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to drive up, not into their trap, but I'm going to drive basically right outside of it, and I'm going to turn my bus to the side of them, and then I'm going to tell everyone, hey, there's an ambush ahead, so I'm going to try to ambush their ambush. If everyone wants to get on a window and start shooting, that'd be great. And I'm going to basically poke my gun outside my window, now that we're like turned, I guess, broadside, and I'm gonna start trying to shoot at these people.
Okay. I'm trying to think.
Oh
like,
wait, are we able to see them? I didn't even realize.
Well, I was saying you're sort of coming up towards that position. So like.
Okay. Basically,
Um,
that's my attempt. I'm gonna try to like get the drop on at least one of them as we're going.
okay. I'm trying to think what this would count as for a roll. I don't think there's really. What are you trying to do here? You're trying to surprise them, aren't you?
I'm trying to basically get the jump on these guys who are trying to get the jump on us.
There's a
Which
whole
I don't
section
think
on
works.
cat and mouse shit,
I
and
was
this
just
feels
thinking
like
about-
something
I
that would belong
was
in that.
thinking about that.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Just, where did I put that though? Support moves. Oh my god, I don't remember where I put it. Is that on other moves? Subterfuge moves. Aha! Right.
Okay.
You're trying to be the cat,
Yes.
I would say, yeah. So, roll cool for me.
Can I
Sure.
help?
Yeah.
Can I help?
How are you helping?
By trying to point out a good angle to approach them from based on my perception of the situation. I don't know, man.
Interesting. I mean, this is an area you've never been before. So.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. Should I just roll?
Yeah, I mean, roll and see what we get, and then maybe Stan can come up with something if he wants.
Cool. Partial success.
I
Okay.
will try and come up with something. So as we're like, no, I don't know, man. I don't know how to drive a car. Fuck. Anything I'm trying to think of doesn't work because I'm Doc. So no,
Well,
I guess I can't.
That's fine. You don't help. That's fine. She got 9. That's So as you come on them, basically, your bus is loud. We've established this before.
Yeah.
It's not the most stealthy of vehicles. They've heard you, and instead of, they've obviously scouted you out maybe firsthand.
Yeah.
And they've heard you coming. They pull out ahead of you and start racing forward.
Okay. So,
Do you
um,
give chase?
are they driving away from me, or are they gonna try to drive towards me?
No, they're driving away from you.
Okay. Um. Okay, what I'm gonna do? What car is closest to me, or are they both like equal distance from me?
One of them's slightly behind the other.
Okay, I'm gonna focus on the car that's slightly behind, and I'm gonna basically just tell the party, I need you to focus on that car, shooting it, and I'm gonna try to drive up next to it.
Okay, so you want to
Basically, my
get
goal
get
is to say,
alongside it.
yeah, I want to basically disable that car
Okay.
through overwhelming firepower.
So first of all, I want you to roll on overtaking another vehicle because that what
Okay.
we're essentially trying to do.
In the
So-
meantime, would you consider this a charge situation?
Yes, I probably would. Yeah.
I would like to read the sitch.
Okay. Let me. Did you just roll first?
No, I didn't.
just,
No, that was Shelley. That was
I
Shelley.
rolled.
Right. Let me just do with Shelley's.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what's your vehicle speed? It's 0, I think, isn't it?
I don't know if we ever established what my vehicle speed is.
It would be a stat. It's.
The only thing I have is their size, which is 3.
Where are the stats for you
Off-
fucking your goddamn car? Where have I put them?
Off-road, easily repaired, loud, cramped, and as a wench. Oh yeah, as a wench.
Should have. Oh my god, character sheets. Shelley. Have a look. What did we write? Your car. Oh my god. Did we not write down your car? Where did I put that information? God damn it. I know it's somewhere.
It might be still on the screen of Road Wars.
Oh yeah, it is. Right. Okay. Your speed is 0. Yeah. Your speed is 0.
Okay,
Uh,
I guess
I
I'll
don't
add.
know if you want to write this down, but your handling is 1, your armor is 1, and your massive is 3. If you haven't got that written down.
Okay.
So. So you got. What do you get? 8?
I got 8.
0.
4. Actually, I know I just rolled it.
Yeah.
Can I change what I want to do? Because I didn't know we could board a moving vehicle.
That's more of a that's a specific that's
Okay.
some that you wouldn't do that because you're driving it, right?
Yeah.
So that was something else someone else would roll.
Okay.
This is like what you're doing is you're trying to sort of get alongside this vehicle, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So choose one of these options.
Probably overtake. I want to get ahead of it a little bit because I do want someone to try to get on it.
Yeah. So you overtake them, but your vehicle suffers 1 harm.
Okay.
So
But I have armor, so that should be 0 harm, right?
sorry?
I have 1 armor, so shouldn't that be 0 harm?
No, this is your vehicle suffering harm.
Yeah. Oh, so it's just like
Just-
directly like ignores
Oh.
armor.
Yes, it says AP, so it's armor piercing.
Okay. I do not know how much HP my bus has.
So again, it should be. Wait. How much HP does your bus have?
I think it means like I take damage.
No, vehicles can take damage. Oh wait, we need to. God damn it. Right. So we use VHarm here.
Okay.
So the attacking. Well, it's not being attacked. It just suffers 1 harm AP.
Okay.
Okay, just roll 2d6 plus 1 for me.
Okay.
So
So 2 D6. And then just add +1.
Ooh, so you got a 6. That's actually not terrible for harm because on a miss, it's better. So you swerve but recover without disadvantage. So yeah, you overtake them. And yeah, your car takes a little bit of cosmetic damage, but you manage to get ahead of them. So what does everybody else want to do? What do you wanted to read a situation? Did you not, Doc?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Actually, I want to look up vehicle stuff. I've forgotten. I don't know why we didn't give you a vehicle as stat. Why is it not? Oh god, why can't I find this? Find a vehicle. Okay, yeah. So your vehicle has like the same countdown clock you do, basically.
Okay.
So essentially, it has 6 hit points. So it's taken 1 damage.
Cool.
Okay, so Stank, sorry, Doc, rather, you would like to read a situation.
That is correct. Okay. So that is, I get to ask 3.
Ooh, you got 10 plus. Nice.
Where is our best escape route? Or way past? Would be the first.
Okay. I mean, you're on a suspended highway.
Yeah. I'm imagining there might be. Are there no cars around or anything?
Oh, there are lots of there are burnt out husks of cars.
Yeah.
And broken down vehicles. Yeah, of course. There's it's not just like one straight road. Like there's like off ramps and like other parts of the highway, like going to other places. Well, I mean, you see that some of them are like, as it goes off, like part of the road has collapsed down into the jungle, and like there are routes that maybe aren't so safe for you to take. But you see there's like a lower highway off to the left side that you could, at least from your vantage point here, looks safe if you needed to escape.
Okay. What should I be on the lookout for?
You would notice that the car that you've now sort of overtaken, it has attached to the front what looks like a sort of a boarding platform.
Perfect.
And there are 2 guys stood on this platform whilst somebody drives the car.
Okay.
Somebody else drives the car.
Gotcha. And the third question is, who is in control here?
Right now, technically, I'd say you guys are in control, given that you've gotten ahead of them, and they're sort of cut off now from their friend, the other car.
Okay. All right. So I will. I'll shout to the group. You might want to. They're looking to board. They have a little platform there, and there's a safety bridge below us if we need to get away right quick, just so that people are aware of this situation. And that will be Ducks. Unless we're
Okay.
attacking, I don't know what we're doing.
Well, the intimation was that Shelley wanted you to attack, but I would say that you've used your move here.
Shelly did like shout to fire and such. You said there was
Yeah.
something about a platform they're planning to board, right?
Yeah,
Are there people on it?
I did say there were.
Two
yeah,
people,
there was
yeah.
two dudes.
Would my grenade launcher be a good I would
Alright.
say use for
But
in
where-
that situation?
When would a grenade launcher not be a good choice in that situation?
It's a very good
It's
question.
my
You
question.
tell me.
If they're too close and will blow up as well.
Yeah.
I mean, my plan was to simply just pull the brake and ram the entire bus into the front of this, killing those, but shooting a grenade launcher at them is also very high tier.
So I would argue that Billy is seizing by force here, because there's no negotiation with another person.
Shelly said like fire on him. Billy is firing.
Very good.
Alright, so is it hard?
Yep, as always.
XP!
Oh my god.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, so you exchange harm, as always. God, where are the stats for these dudes? Where did I put them? There. Yeah. See, I'm actually going to say you don't take any harm here because these guys are actually way too far away from you to deal harm with the weapons that they have. It would make no sense for them to exchange harm with you, if I'm honest.
Nice.
Like they have like sawed-off shotguns and knives. Like you're firing at them with a fucking grenade launcher. So yeah,
Bring a knife to a grenade fight.
exactly. Yeah. Is it 4 harm on your grenade?
Yeah, it's for harm.
Okay. What do you? So choose. You get to choose 3 of the options on Seized by Force.
I mean, inflict terrible harm, obviously.
Yeah.
Impress, dismay, or frighten.
Yeah.
Probably like have him shit the pants or something. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
definite undeniable control of it. I don't know how that would be, how that would work, but maybe
Okay.
because that means they can't board now or something.
So what I imagine happens is you're aiming at like the boarding platform
Mhm.
with the 2 guys. You fire off a grenade. There's that perfect arc of the lob as the grenade sort of arcs, and you've timed it perfect. I mean, you're in a stationary vehicle, but you're firing at a moving vehicle coming towards you. It just plunks onto the boarding platform. These 2 guys sort of look down like, oh shit, and then there's a huge explosion. The car is wreathed in flames, still coming towards you. It sort of swerves, trying to get the driver's still trying to get control. Like the boarding platform looks absolutely destroyed. And as he swerves into like one of the barriers on the highway, the car comes to a stop. The driver gets out of his burning vehicle and looks terrified and sort of looks at you and looks at what options he has to run away, which are not many. Does anyone do anything?
How far away is he?
Like 20 paces.
So I assume a weapon with close would be too far away from him. Okay.
So they're on fire, but it doesn't seem like their car's disabled from what I can see.
Not fully, no.
Okay, so I'm going to absolutely ruin this guy's life, and can I roll? I saw there was like you can technically do an attack with your vehicle.
Are you going to try and turn him to paste?
I'm
Yeah,
basically
Yeah, you can
I'm gonna
absolutely
try
use
to
your
pit
vehicle.
maneuver this guy, even though he's behind me.
Wait, this guy's out of the vehicle. Just to
Oh,
be
is he?
fair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the vehicle has stopped. He's gotten out.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna run him over.
Okay.
Fuck this guy.
Vroom vroom.
Oh
I'm
god.
gonna run him over with the bus.
There are specific rules for this, if I remember correctly. Using a vehicle
Yes,
as
I
a
believe
weapon.
I saw them.
Yeah, you just use it as normal. I guess it depends. I mean, you're just trying to kill him, aren't you? You're not. You're just
Yeah,
trying
I'm
to
just
kill
trying to-
him. So
yeah, I'm just trying
you
to kill
seize
him.
by force on this because there's
I
no
want
reason
you
to
to
do
know.
anything else.
This is the only thing I'm picturing right now.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
Spice up your life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, can I roll to damage this person with my bus, or was it just a roll to hit situation?
You roll seize by force, so roll
Okay.
on hard.
Yippee! I got another XP. 8.
Given that this guy is given this guy's this guy's already terrified from what Billy did. He doesn't even try and fight back.
Does he just
There's no
jump
point
off?
in messing around with this. I think you just fucking your bus just smashes right into him as he's sort of deciding. Like I think there's a moment where he's like, he's gone out of his car. He's looking around, what his escape routes are. You sort of the bus starts up and starts just belting towards him. He makes like a really small, like he's like, starts to make an effort to run away, but it's futile. You just smash right into him, turning him into paste.
Do you honk
Yeah.
as you smash into him?
Yeah, I'll honk.
Nice.
I'm gonna like, is the other car like leave? Did it just fuck off fully?
Yeah, I would. It's sped
Okay.
off now.
Cool. So after running this guy over, I'm gonna pull the brake and like skid to his halt, and then I'm gonna try to get out and see if I can take anything from this car and try to salvage it. Because it's currently on fire, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna try to figure out a way how to extinguish this fire. I don't know. I guess I don't know how I'm gonna do that.
That's an interesting question. Yeah, how are you gonna do that?
How squished is that guy? That I
He's
just ran
paced.
over?
He's paced.
Oh,
You
fuck.
him.
Yeah, I was gonna get out and I was gonna look around for that guy like, oh damn it, I squished him. I was gonna throw him on the fire to try to stop it. Fuck. You know how good that engine could have been? I mean, it probably wasn't very good.
Okay, I'll say this: you
Yeah.
can spend some time if you want. Like, you probably got something you could use in your van to put out the fire and try and salvage the engine parts if that's
Yeah.
what you were after.
Yeah,
Pretty
you've
much.
dealt with
I'm
fires
trying to just
before.
strip this thing for parts, like immediately. She's just a goblin when it comes to collecting anything that could help her vehicle.
Okay. So you're gonna spend that time, yeah?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Unless someone in the party is like telling her not to. I'm just gonna do that.
Are there any? Has our because we have information that there are undead on the highway. Has our action, the explosion and movement of the cars and stuff? I'd like to get on the top of our truck, our spice up our life van, and I'd like to see if there are any undead around. I don't even know if that's a roll. I just
Yeah, we're on essentially an overpass, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would, and we've already Billy is already keeping an eye out technically. So
gotcha.
as far as in this area, you can't currently see any deadites, zomboids, whatever they might be called. So with that out of the way, Shelley, you get a fairly intact muscle car engine.
Fantastic.
That's your random
Just kinda
assortment
like-
of shit that you have.
gonna add that to my stuff. This muscle car engine. I'm gonna put that. A lot of buses have a little like compartment that you can like store like bags in.
Mhm.
There's probably already some shit in there, but she's gonna try to like shove it in there for now. And
So you continue to travel west, following the highway as best you can. You're mostly able to pick a route that seems fairly free of too many like obstructions or barricades. But as you're sort of nearing towards the late afternoon, the sun hasn't gone yet. It's. I don't think we've really established what time of year it is, but I'd say it's sort of summery right now, and you know there's still quite a bit of light. You see on the route that you're traveling that there is indeed a very large collection of dead people just in front of you. What do you do?
do I see this, or is this just the person on?
You all see this. You all see this.
Okay. Can we see where the other car went?
No, you took a bit. You scavenged the fucking car, so you didn't see
Okay.
where he went. He sped off somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, my character is gonna just look at sort of just the massive horde who I'm assuming hasn't seen us yet.
No.
And she's going to stop the truck or stop the bus to make sure we don't just drive into them. And she's gonna ask, I don't know how we're gonna get past that. So should we just hold tight and see if they leave, or
Well, we could try and bait them to one side of the road, something like that, attract their attention so we could slip by?
That seems like one person's gonna have to get out and make noise, though.
I,
Got not?
Billy, you matter too much to me for you to volunteer for this, all right?
I was actually thinking if we need to create noise somewhere, I can just shoot, the grenade launcher a bit. And the boom will be a bit to the side, not on us.
Yeah, I was going to suggest we have a very large noise-making machine right here.
I mean, true. Yeah. How much? Shit. Never mind. Never mind. She's just sort of confused. She's not really sure what to do.
I mean, you handled those shambling, thingies before. I'm guessing. How do they act usually?
Well, they're attracted to sound.
That sounds like yeah. The solution is in my hands.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, most of the time I see this big group, I turn around and then wait a couple of days to see if they leave. But I don't know if we can do that.
Yeah, days is a bit long.
Yeah. So
I mean, you could absolutely wait it out if you wanted.
The great,
we could.
the great Deadite
It wouldn't
migration.
it wouldn't necessarily take
Yeah.
days, but it would be time you were spending just waiting and not doing anything.
How many of them, like, is it, like, when you say horde, how many?
I mean, from here you probably can't count, the exact numbers, but let's say over 50.
Oh boy.
Lots.
If the plan is perhaps to wait, I mean, there are other options to create sound and things like that. But if we are to wait, then during that time, could we not do something to fortify the front of this lovely bus? I mean, there's
I would love some help if y'all are
Cause.
gonna help with that.
cars all over. I mean, we could throw a shield on it, spikes. I don't know. You seem to have materials. We could help you with that if we're waiting.
Well-
if that's the choice we make.
I think that fortifying it is a good idea. I don't know if spikes would be the optimal.
Well, I'm just
Then we
saying.
would just have dead people stuck to the front of the bus.
Yeah, it's like using a fork.
Yeah. Have y'all ever seen? I heard about this once. What's it called? What are they called? The things that make milk. What are those called?
Cows?
Cattle.
Yeah. So they used to say that when they would get like stuck on tracks, and they have this thing in the front where you could just kill them by running into them real fast, and it would push them out of the way. I think we should make one of those. I don't know how to make one of those, but surely we could figure it out. Can't be that hard. It's like a slab of metal.
Yeah.
Like a cattle catcher, I think it was called. We can make one of those. That'd be great. We could just drive through the horde. Once we get some things covering up the windows and make sure the doors are locked and the top is locked. So they don't get in. But we could probably just drive through if we had some on the front like that.
All right. So how do we do it?
Okay, so you're gonna take some time to armor up the bus more than it already is, and put
Yeah.
some sort of plow on the front, improvised
Yeah.
plow. Okay. So I mean, this is obviously something you can do, Shelley, given your machining stuff, your machining tools, and your workspace.
Yeah.
So it's going to take a few hours to do this. And you're probably going to have to take apart like some of the wrecks of cars, I assume, to get like materials.
Yeah. Can I, to make it go faster, or just to make it work at all, is it
You want-
possible I can like instruct my teammates so they can help me?
Or would we roll to help you?
Yeah.
There's technically there's not a role for workspace stuff, so it doesn't really work. Well, wait, sorry, one sec.
I'll do whatever you
Same.
want me. Like you direct me, and I'll help you. Maybe I can help you by finding, by keeping an eye out for like good shit that you need from the cars
Yeah.
around us.
Yeah.
Because I've got a keen eye. So you
like,
tell me
make,
what
like,
you're
the-
looking for, and I'll find
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think
That's what-
I
that's
think
what
it
I
was
was
probably
thinking.
implied that everyone was going to help you anyway. So I don't think it's not a case of that you need to make a roll with workspace stuff. Like it's just specifically like the thing for me is it will take time. You can speed this up to some degree, but like it's still going to take a block of time.
Yeah,
as
it's
it
still
were.
gonna take a bit.
Like it's not going to be an instantaneous thing. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
but you do it. So
Okay.
I'll let you.
I'm gonna add plow to my bus steps. And yeah, I'm probably not gonna mess with the muscle car engine, but she does in the future want to figure out if she can either fully replace her engine with it or somehow combine the two. But she's not gonna do that.
Combine engines? Is that
Yeah.
a thing?
Kind of.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
a thing. Yep.
Really?
I mean, I've seen someone in real life put a jet engine in a go kart.
Yeah,
It
how
didn't
did that
work
end
well.
up?
It immediately fell forward and like broke, but they did it.
Some of the really big engines in cars are just two smaller engines basically glued together.
That's what most tank engines are too. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
that
shit
way
on
you can
cards.
move the two sides really independently of one another.
Yeah.
So I take so you arm up the bus and you're gonna try and basically plow through the horde.
Well, I think the idea was that while we were waiting for the horde to pass, or like, we would be doing this in case it was needed.
Yeah.
And then,
That's
like
in
if
the
enough
future,
time
we won't
passed
have
and
to wait. Yeah.
things.
Okay, I mean, just for the sake of the fact that you've done this, I'm just the horde hasn't moved that much in this time.
Okay.
I feel like I was under the impression that we were going to shore up the bus, then create a distraction, and then plow through whatever is left.
Yeah,
once we have
that's
Yeah,
sort of
yeah,
what
yeah.
I was thinking.
Okay. So how are you creating a distraction?
Grenade launcher.
I
I-
think, yeah, firing a grenade launcher off into like the trees.
Yeah, because they don't
I'm with
know.
that.
They'll just walk right off, right?
If we just make noise, they should hopefully start just wandering that direction. And then we just kind of quietly wait, and once it's thinned out, we make our move.
On our stealth bus.
Our quiet, sneaky stealth bus.
Yeah.
Our extremely loud stealth
Shh,
bus.
shh, shh.
Okay. One second.
I also like to mention, I don't know if we have to like specify this is a thing, but I would probably instruct people to put like shutters on the windows because if we're going to be driving through zombies, I don't want someone to get pulled out.
Yeah.
So I'm just instructing like, hey, armor up like windows and like make sure the doors can't just be like ripped open.
Yeah.
Well, if there's
If
other cars
possible.
around, we could probably just stick body panels over the windows.
Pretty much. Put a window on my window.
Okay. I'm just gonna So you make a distraction, and then you're sort of waiting to see if the zombies go towards it, and then you're gonna drive through what's left. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Shelly, roll cool for me.
Okay.
Surely she gets some help on this.
You
Let's
can.
get to this.
I would argue
Oh.
the person I would like to help her is Billy in this
Yeah,
case because he's making the distraction. So Billy,
Do I
you
get an
can.
XP for that?
I wasn't saying me. I just meant someone. We're all working
Shelly,
together.
yes, you get XP because you roll cool.
Cool. I biffed it bad.
But let's see what happens with
What do
Billy.
I roll?
You roll 2d6 plus your HX with Shelly. So whatever your history score is with Shelly.
That's actually good.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
So they get +2 to their roll, so you got an 8 overall, right? Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think.
Okay. So as you're driving, Billy fires his grenade. Where do you fire the grenade, Billy? Sorry.
we decided into the trees and such, like to the side.
Like, remember, it's a suspended highway. Like, there are no trees on the trees are below you.
Mm-hmm. And
Like, so you're firing it below.
that's okay. In that case, this is a good question because I would probably need it to be instructed where to fire that. Because I had someone say like fire into the tree, so I went with that. But if that's not an option,
Can we just like shoot it just like off the bridge somewhere just randomly and will
But
they
will
just
they
be
jump
attracted to it? Yeah, will they just like fall off falling it or
I guess if it was close enough. Like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's some extra levels to the highway. It's not just like one road. So like maybe you fire onto one of the lower like
Yeah, it's like
highways.
a tiny office, like in Half-Life 2, where you
Yeah.
go down below the bridge and there's a bunch of offices.
Exactly.
Just
Yeah.
hit that one.
Yeah. So yeah, you do that, and you you see the zombies sort of they do react to it, and the horde starts to move towards the sound. They're obviously being zombie, not very bright. A lot of them sort of go to the railings and then start falling over onto the lower part of the highway. Shelley, how do you creep the bus forward, or do you just go full tilt?
I'll probably try to just go as fast as possible. Because probably her thinking that if she tries to go slow, their bus is probably gonna get overwhelmed because it is very loud.
Yeah.
So she's just gonna try to pedal to the metal as fast as she can.
Yeah. So you put your foot down. You start speeding through, and then obviously still zombies around. You plow through a bunch of them, but as you're doing so, some part of your modifications to the bus didn't go quite so well, and something dislodges and gets trapped under your front wheel,
Fuck. Okay.
and your bus all of a sudden shudders to a halt.
In the middle of the horde?
Yeah, I mean the majority of the horde has gone towards the big sound, but there's still some around, and obviously they start to clamber towards the bus. What do y'all do?
Fuck. Okay.
Did we fail the roll? Shit.
Well, you got a 7 to 9. Just to be clear, I had a custom roll for dealing with the zombies, so
Okay.
I'm dealing with that, and you got an 8, so there's complications.
Okay. Somebody in the bus needs to go out and dislodge from the front wheel, which is probably gonna be me. Which means, oh fuck, but how? She's just like, she knows that she's gonna have to go out there and fucking rip it out because she knows how to do that probably the best.
Yeah.
But she really doesn't want to go out there. How many undead are nearby?
Like 15 or so zombies.
Can I stand Overwatch with my rifle to try and while she's out there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you absolutely can. So, roll
Okay.
plus call for me.
Me?
Mustang.
Oh.
All right, nice. Yeah, so basically, if any of the zombies attacks, you immediately attack. Get to it.
I don't. I think I can only warn you, but I can't attack the enemy.
Are
No,
we
it's
directly in a battle now?
no, it's when you stand. Yeah, this is considered combat. When you stand over an ally on a hit, if anyone attacks or interferes with your ally, you attack them and inflict harm as established, as well as warning your ally.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, so should a zombie attack Shelley, you'll just immediately kill it, basically.
Yep.
So Shelley, you are gonna hop out of the bus and try and dislodge this piece of metal.
Yeah. I'm just gonna try to rip it out. What even was it? Was it just like a window covering or something?
Yeah, it was like part of the plow at the front, like
Okay.
one of the metal sheets sort of dislodged. It wasn't obviously welded together very well.
Yeah, that's fair. You probably did it very quickly.
Yeah.
So
I would like this is in my opinion doing something under fire.
yeah.
Uh, I was gonna ask if I could go out and assist Shelly because if it's a big piece of metal, they might need some help with that.
Yeah, you totally can. So Shelley, roll first. And cool. Okay, and then if you roll on HX midnight. That didn't work. Oh no, I did. That's good. Oh, there you go.
I just wasn't sure if it was exclamation point R or slash R
Yeah.
because it depends on what you're using.
Yeah. So you give her +2, so 8 becomes 10. So you just do it. Like, you both get out there, you dislodge it. Like, the zombies are sort of shambling towards you, but none of them have got close enough yet. And I guess you get back on. No
Yep.
harm, no
I
foul.
would try to take the medal with me.
Yeah.
True goblin fashion.
Waste not, whatnot. Yeah. And yeah, with your plan enacted, a slight hiccup, you managed to get away from the horde.
Super. Okay.
So,
She's probably going to be mentally now figuring out what next to modify her bus with now that this whole thing has happened. But she's not obviously going to do it right now.
so with that all done, you keep traveling on the highway. The sun is setting as the road begins to dip, and you see that you're coming to an off-ramp. You travel off the highway, down towards the ground, leaving both the highway and the strange glowing jungle behind you. The city out here is not much of a city. Much like, but not even like the fields where Billy took you to hunt dinosaurs. This is an area of wilderness. You come to an area seemingly, at least for quite some time, untouched by the civilization that was. However, as you approach, as you drive forward, you begin to see the signs of a different kind of civilization. Farmlands, huts and smoking chimneys, dinosaurs grazing, and men and women in the tribal gear that you associated, or have associated now with the Dino Riders, scatter the landscape. Seems you have found, provisionally at least, some of the Dino Riders. But I believe we're coming up to time, so we're probably going to leave it there
Cool.
on that cliffhanger.
That's not what I expected.
Radical.
I expected them to be way more like, I don't know, bandits and shit.
We're gonna need a lot more buses.
This is gonna suck real bad when my character is just gonna be like, cool. It's like time to kill him. I don't think my character would care that much, unfortunately.
Well, we can discuss that next session. So,
I should be a bandit, I swear.
okay. So, being at the end of the session, everyone gets to do 8 checks with everybody else. decide who they like the best.
I'm gonna get another one with Billy because Billy impressed me.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I gotta increase my -2 with Billy to a -1.
Oh, nice.
We're getting there. slowly.
He's getting there.
Mine with Billy to +3.
Oh. Billy's getting all the love today.
I mean, he
Only
fucking
person
shot a
with
grenade launcher and killed 2 dudes.
True.
Like, come on!
It has that effect on people.
I don't even know if my character knew what the fuck a grenade launcher was until now.
Yeah.
And now you want one.
Until now, I just thought he was a complete lost cause. Like, just total lost cause. Now I'm like, well, got a grenade
Well,
The
launcher.
maybe he's
relationship
got
has
some
changed
ideas.
from guy that she kind of pitied to, oh, this guy's a badass. Oh, this guy's cool.
Midnight, who you
I'm gonna give it to Shelly after helping out with fortifying the bus.
Yeah.
And then helping to get that piece of metal dislodged.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Billy? You Okay.
I'm gonna give it to Shelly because I was basically following her orders. However, I already have a +3, and doesn't that reset and does something?
It does. It resets you to +0 and you gain an experience.
Nice.
So I'm not sure that HX resets to +0. I think it's +1.
No, it sets to +0.
Oh, okay.
Positive. Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if anyone leveled up this at the end of this time.
I almost
I
did.
am 1 XP away.
Very close.
I'm 2 away. Damn, I should have been doing more stupid shit.
Yeah, there wasn't, it was, there'll be time. Don't worry.
There will be time.
All right. I don't think there's anything else left for us to do. So yeah, thank you all for coming.
Thank you for running.
Yeah,
thank you
that was
for
a lot of fun.
I love the fact, by the way, you almost made me all cry when you're just like, oh, we could just ignore all of this stuff and just leave.
I know,
I'm just
dude.
like,
That's why I was
"Do you
like,
know how much prep I did?"
I know. That's why I kept on trying to find reasons to do the shit.
I'm sorry, but my character's too much of like a bandit to give a shit.
Billy was gonna do whatever the group was going to do. Like
Yeah.
he is incredibly confused at the moment with all
Yeah.
the revelations and shit. And he has barely any allegiance left in this world.
Well, and like
My
Hope
character
knows,
just goes where loot is.
like Hope knows she cannot do anything involving Uberall without them. So it's just like if that's where their focus is, she has to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, there are absolutely things you could have done to ask more questions and find out
I
more
mean, to ask more
information.
questions, but
But
the situation
yeah.
itself is not
I-
something she can tackle solo.
yes,
her
I don't think you knew what the situation was though, just from the information you had. Is what I was trying to get out of there.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, no, it's fine. It's funny. It's it gives me some interesting things to think about for next session and
Well,
going
yeah, it's
forward in
trying
terms of
to, like, what would Hope's like thought process be?
Exactly, yeah.
With this as
yes.
Bro, the next time we come back to Uberall, it's gonna be a fucking wasteland for punishment of not doing the cool underground quest. It's gonna be like a tripod from War of the Worlds there or something.
They had it coming.
there's definitely going to be some
Jabba
consequences
the Hutt
for
down in
sure.
the basement there.
I fucking
Yeah.
hate Jabba. I my character would actually like puke.
The worst part about Jabba is that he has tiny little hairs sticking out of him. It's the fucking
Oh,
worst, dude.
God, I don't like that you keep pointing that out.
It's just gross.
Did you know that? Okay, I found this out recently. His name isn't Jabba the Hutt. His name is just Hutt. His species is called Jabba. I'm pretty
Other
sure.
way around.
Yeah, I
The
think it's
No,
the
other
species
way
is
around.
Hutt.
Say, isn't,
Never mind.
as I say, isn't Huts? Yeah, isn't
Yeah, the
more
Hutts
like
are-
it's like a gang. It's not like a
They're-
species.
yeah, they're like a
No, it's
syndicate.
a species.
The
They're
Hutts
just
are
all
out.
gang leaders. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just they're all part of it, which is sort of weird. What do you think about it conceptually?
I mean, expecting sense
Yeah.
from Star Wars world building.
Yeah,
is,
I don't really like Star Wars enough to like debate lore.
It's not worth it anyway.
Oh God, I just
He's so bad.
I just googled huts, and on their Wikipedia page, there's a picture of Mama the Hut. What the fuck? Oh no, dude.
That doesn't sound like something I want to see.
Well, you're gonna.
Oh.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
it looks like a.
Oh my God,
why?
Why is it wearing lipstick?
It's got like eyeshadow on.
'Cause it's Mama.
It looks like it genuinely looks like a Nurgle demon from
Yeah.
Warhammer
It
40k.
kind of does.
I
Yeah.
hate that thing.
Kind of a
I hate
Nurgle Slaanesh mix.
This
Something
this
alright.
is a magazine cover, but this is what I'm going to just roleplay that she showed y'all.
Ugh.
Oh,
There's also just an Ewok there.
Do we see the Ewok? That's the question.
Oh, it would have been on there.
God, are there Ewoks
I
in
don't
this
think I
world,
would've.
Spooter?
Who knows? It's a big fucking world.
God, that's horrible.
Yeah,
That's the worst.
this is pretty nasty. Let's,
No, what's worse is that huts have a skeleton.
They
Oh,
do.
what? What?
Yeah.
How?
Why do they have a skeleton? They're
We
like
haven't-
slug people.
We have an X-ray.
Yes,
Oh.
that's that's a hut being electrocuted, so you can see
What?
the skeleton.
Damn.
I mean, you can play a hut in
That's just
the
weird.
tabletop game for Star
So
Wars.
they are big bone,
One
huh?
of the one of the
Uh.
expanded universe books, there was a hut Jedi.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
that's the thing.
God.
Did you know?
Is that old expanded universe?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
pre-Disney.
think also in the expanded universe is a robot is a Jedi, so I don't really know what the rules are.
The rules are
Belgorian was
whatever
a
someone
hut
decided
Jedi
was
Knight
cool.
serving
Again,
Jedi Order.
you know, expecting sense from Star Wars world building.
Until they added fucking science to it, and they're like, okay, so being force sensitive is a part of your cells. It's like, dude, come on.
I'm
You
not
guys know
sure
what I'm
that,
talking
that
about?
was adding sense to
Yeah.
it, you know. I think that was just
It's fucking
confusing the
space
issue.
magic.
It made
Yeah.
more sense when it was just space magic, yeah.
Oh my god, this
I
hut
do like the
Jedi.
Jedi. They're very cute.
He's terrifying.
Dorian was a hut Jedi Knight serving the Jedi Order in the Galactic Republic roughly 400 years before the founding of the Galactic Empire. After being sent to Namchorius, he fell to the dark side and established himself as the ruler of the planet. He was killed in a lightsaber duel with Leia Solo.
What?
Yeah.
Leia
Wow.
killed him.
Yeah.
Man, but by that image, I can imagine him just every time he tries to start, he just goes, hey! Hey!
I mean,
yeah,
it's
it's definitely
also
the
the
noise.
same universe where there are Force zombies. That's a thing.
It's true.
Where Sith Lord didn't want to die, so he became a lich, and then he immediately got his head blown off, and now there's just zombies. But they're
I
like
found-
werewolves also. They're like werewolf zombies.
Still somehow better than the sequel trilogy. Still somehow.
I would
Uh,
watch a movie with werewolf Force zombies. I would watch.
I found a like early concept art of Jabba, and he has legs.
Oh, no. What's wrong?
I want to see a skinny one of them. I don't think they look that bad if they were like skinny.
That's.
I mean, yeah, that's not bad.
Oh,
It's not the worst. I
Yeah,
prefer
because they
that.
get rid of the whole slug-likeness and just make it
yeah,
a
he's so
large
more
It's like a
individual.
bat person. I kind of
bat,
prefer
bat pig man.
that.
How do the
yeah.
huts move though? Is my question because
Oh,
like
they slither.
yeah, but their
Yeah.
lower slithery bit is not like large enough for them to propel their bulk forward. Like it's
Or,
like look
uh,
at that tail; it's tiny.
The
I
other
think-
thing they do is they just get people to pick them up on a platform
Yeah,
and
they're
carry
like
them around.
flavors.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
But how do they get to the point where they have people picking them up? Is what I'm saying. You know what
They
I mean?
already did.
Yeah, they already
I
did.
don't know.
Like they're rich from birth.
Oh, okay,
Yeah. I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
sure they
they-
also have like hover tech.
that's true.
They do. So
That's also how
they
they get
have
around.
in some places they have what they call pleasure barges, which are
Yeah.
basically just floating hover boats with just like servants who feed them grapes.
They're basically
know
just
this
Romans,
because
but
you
even
can
more
get and
flavor.
ride one in the MMO, and I have one.
Yeah.
Well, also in Return of the Jedi, that's what they're on, is Jabba's
Yeah.
pleasure
Yeah.
barge.
Yeah.
They really are just Romans. They're just space Romans, but more slaver.
And more mafia.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been a bizarre conversation. I'll see you guys next week.